That morning, a small boy stood at his father's door, a drawing in his hand. He said the word once, quietly. His father did not look up. The boy did not cry. Crying doesn't come the first time. It comes after you've called and the door stayed closed. But at 6, he had already learned something most adults spend years refusing to admit. That some doors don't open no matter how many times you knock. He turned slowly and walked back to his room. Divya, Karthik's wife, 33, a doctor. She sees 20 patients a day at the hospital, but at home, there is no one who notices her. For the past few months, that house feels like the hospital. Nobody there speaks to her either. That evening, all three sat at the dinner table. In one room, in 3 different worlds. Karthik in his phone. Aarav in his plate. Divya watching them both, saying nothing. 3 people, 3 worlds, 1 table. She started a sentence. How was work today? Karthik did not hear her, or chose not to. He didn't know the difference anymore. Aarav looked at his mother, then at his father, then down at his plate. He was used to it. This was his childhood. Aarav came back to his room. He sat on the floor and started drawing again. On the corner of his desk, a small stack. Drawings he had made for his father. For months. Drawings no one had ever seen. Slowly, dust gathering on memories. Night came. 3 of them. 1 home, 3 different rooms. The father at his screen, the mother at her book, the son at his drawings. Each of them in their own world, each of them in their own silence. The room was full of people, and no one was there for anyone. His calendar completely full. Meetings, meetings, meetings. Not a single empty hour. As he scrolled, an entry caught his eye. Aarav, school annual day, 4 o'clock. His finger stopped there. Then he tapped decline, wrote a note. Conflict. There was no conflict, there was only a choice. That evening at 4 o'clock, Aarav stood on the stage. In his costume, in his cap, the microphone in his hand. Before he sang, he scanned the audience. Row by row. His father wasn't there. Aarav paused for a moment, then began to sing. For his father, even without him. Divya was in the audience. Row 6. Alone. The seat beside her, empty. Aarav looked at her, a small smile. But his eyes, past her shoulder, were searching for his father. Divya saw that look. Her smile stayed the same, but inside, she understood. That night, Aarav came to his father's door to tell him how the program went, to sing the song he had sung on stage, to show him the cap. His father did not turn around. Without looking up, a hand raised. The boy stood there for a moment, not now. Aarav went to his room. He picked up the drawings, placed the school cap on top, carried them to the corner of the room, looked back once, lay down, facing the wall. A 6-year-old made a small decision. Late that night, Karthik stopped at Aarav's door, looked inside. Aarav sat on the floor, drawing. A half-finished drawing. Paused. Karthik's phone vibrated. His eyes went to it. Then he looked up again. Aarav was still drawing. Karthik did not go in. The drawing was there. A man, a boy, together. But between them, a wall. That wall, Aarav had drawn it. The truth a 6-year-old had learned about his father. Karthik looked at it for a long moment. Karthik sat on the floor, placed all the drawings in his lap, looked through them one by one. Months of drawings. If he could have wept, he would have wept long ago. He stayed sitting. One night from behind his book, Aarav asked, "Dad, shall we go to the park on Sunday?" "We'll see. Sunday." 10 seconds, 15, then a small shrug of the shoulders. Without looking up, "You won't come anyway." A 6-year-old was teaching his father the hardest lesson. That evening he came home, stopped the car in the parking lot. He couldn't go up. He put his head on the steering wheel. He didn't cry. He couldn't cry. If he could have, he would have cried long before this. He couldn't go up, so he booked an Uber. The driver, an older man, 65, white hair. His name was Anil. Bangalore, at night. IT buildings, auto rickshaws. A small tea stall closing. The father stopped for a moment, placed his hand on the boy's head. Karthik watched them until they disappeared. Anil, in the mirror, watching Karthik's face. At a red light, Anil looked in the mirror and asked gently, "Sir, you've been very quiet. Has something happened?" Karthik said nothing, then nodded. Anil softly again, "Sir, do you have children?" Karthik stopped, then nodded. Karthik told an Uber driver what he had never told anyone. "I have one son, 6 years old. For my son?" Anil said nothing. He nodded. He listened. That was enough for that moment. Anil pulled the car over, turned off the meter. Karthik noticed. Anil said quietly, "Sir, these words should be free. I can't charge for something like this." And then he began his own story, and Anil began. "Sir, I have a son too, about your age. When he was small, every day he would ask me for something. Take me to the park, play cricket, tell me a story. And every time I would say, later, later, always later. One day, he stopped asking. I don't know which day, sir. I never noticed. By the time I noticed, it was already too late. After that, promotions came. I built a small house. But when I came home, my son was no longer my son." Anil reached into his shirt pocket and took out a pen, turned it in his hands. "This pen, my son wanted it when he was small. I never bought it for him. When he grew up, he sent it to me. I was the father, but he's the one who gave. He's in Australia now. A message on my birthday. That's it." For the first time, Anil turned and looked directly at Karthik. "Sir, may I say one thing? The day they learn we won't come is the day you've already left. After that day, even if we come, they don't, sir." Karthik sat in the back seat. He didn't move, didn't speak. He looked out through the window. Then, a single tear. Slow. He didn't wipe it. He let it fall. Anil in the front seat did not turn around. He gave Karthik his privacy. That night, Karthik came home on time. Divya was in the kitchen. The knife stopped. They looked at each other, no words needed. A nod, and it was understood. Something on her face, hope. He stopped at Aarav's door. Knocked softly. "Aarav, Appa, will you open?" From inside, "1 minute." That was enough. That was a beginning. Aarav sat on the floor. Karthik sat down beside him. "What are you drawing?" Aarav showed him. Karthik looked at it, and then he understood what this boy had been trying to say for years. A call came from the office. It rang, and rang, and rang. It stopped. Karthik looked at the phone, then looked at Aarav. "What will you teach me?" On Aarav's face, a decision. That same evening, Divya stood at the doorway. Inside, Karthik and Aarav. Aarav was showing his drawing. Karthik was listening. Divya did not go in. She stood there. Something on her face. Hope. When the boy came home from school, the father looked up. When the boy learned to ride his bicycle, the father ran beside him. When the boy asked something, the father answered right away. A 6-year-old saw his father for the first time, the one who comes when called. One evening, Aarav asked his father a question. "Dad, annual day is tomorrow. Will you come?" Karthik looked into his son's eyes. "I'll come, son. This time, I'll be there." The next day, annual day came again. Aarav on the stage, in his costume, in his cap, the microphone in his hand. Before he sang, he scanned the audience again, row by row. Then, at the doorway of the auditorium, his father and his mother beside him. For the first time in months, the empty seat was filled by her husband. Aarav paused for just a moment, then, this time, sang with everything he had. When the song ended, Aarav came down from the stage. He ran straight into his father's arms. Father, mother, son became one. Same room, same table, same chair. But the laptop was closed, the door was open. When Aarav walked in, there was no surprise now. He knew his father's lap would be there. In his hands, a new drawing, a family, all in one room, no walls. The father in the center, not behind any wall. He was watching his son's childhood right now, from exactly where he was, in this exact moment. He looked up this time.